A woman who arranged a house call for a sick pet says the vet who showed up had no business being there, and the state agrees. But the veterinarian's attorney says bureaucrats are to blame. News 13's Kim Holland sorts it all out in tonight's special assignment.
Come on. Don't be sad.
Elizabeth and Prince, her 8-year-old cat, have a wonderful bond. This Albuquerque woman, who didn't want us to use her last name, is disabled and lives alone. She relies on Prince for companionship and comfort.
He trusts me.
So late last month, she knew something was wrong when her cat began acting strangely.
He started drinking a lot of water, going to the bathroom a lot. His eyes, one would be dilated, one wouldn't be dilated.
Elizabeth opened the phone book and found this ad for veterinarian Deborah Clopton, who makes house calls.
Hello, you have reached Dr. Deborah Clopton and the voicemail for animal wellness.
The doctor came to Elizabeth's house 5 days after her initial phone call.
They plopped down on the floor right here, which kind of surprised me. They didn't even make anything sterile. They threw the syringes on the floor.
It was a $300 visit for the low-income woman for the blood work and the exam. The results? Dr. Clopton said Prince had high cholesterol and diabetes and needed medication. She wrote a prescription that Elizabeth filled. One problem with Dr. Clopton writing the prescription, she didn't have a current veterinary license, one that she's held here in New Mexico since 1991. It expired November 30th of last year.
Extremely serious. She shouldn't be touching animals if she's not licensed.
The state's Board of Veterinary Medicine sent Dr. Clopton a letter in December, just 3 days after her license expired. Clopton responded with an application and a renewal check, but didn't pay the $100 late fee, so the state said no license. The agency says she ignored a letter a month later, now charging her $275 in fines and penalties. It also threatened disciplinary action. That letter also reminded her she shouldn't be practicing veterinary medicine without a license. A final letter on February 15th advised Dr. Clopton to immediately cease and desist from practicing veterinary medicine. But she saw Elizabeth's cat 2 weeks after that. A pharmacist alerted the state to another animal Clopton may have treated recently.
I had a phone call on her yesterday, as a matter of fact, wanting to know if she was currently licensed.
We visited Clopton's house to get some answers, and we left her messages.
We're standing outside your house, and we'd like to talk to you about why you're practicing vet medicine without a license.
Instead, she offered up her attorney. Sam Bregman blames a bureaucratic nightmare for the problems with his client's license.
It says your renewal needs to be in. She did have her renewal in, so it's a matter of interpretation.
The vet sent in a check, filled out the application, and thought the paperwork was being resolved. Bregman says Dr. Clopton was never aware her license expired, even though 3 letters clearly said so and warned her not to practice veterinary medicine without a license. Just 1 day after we left a message and visited Dr. Clopton's house, she went to the Board of Veterinary Medicine office and paid $1,000 in fees and penalties. The office then renewed her license.
What took her so long to get her license? What was the lapse?
We're not exactly clear, and that's something that this office is continuing to investigate.
But the case isn't over yet. Elizabeth is filing a complaint with the Board of Veterinary Medicine. The state will investigate and determine if the allegations are unfounded or if Clopton treated animals without a license. If that did happen, the board could fine her or permanently revoke her license in New Mexico. In the meantime, Elizabeth says her cat is not getting better. She went to another vet who prescribed a different medicine for Prince. Kim Holland, KRQE News 13.
Now, to find out if your veterinarian is licensed and up to date, look under New Mexico links on krqe.com for a link to the State Veterinary Board's website.